114 degrees. I don't even know if I should do this in the car right now. I don't even know if I should do this in the car right now. Let's get straight into this, man. Let's see.
Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, when they on stage humping each other, all on the video, with our kids watching. Now Lil Nas X, he does it again. Bucket naked, and I'm like.
But before we get into what Hassan Campbell had to say, which I think it's ironic and really odd that he even wants to talk about this issue. But the fact of the matter is, we do a lot of gay bashing. Whether directly or indirectly throwing shots, there's a lot of gay bashing. And my thought process is, why? Why does your sexual preference matter to me if I'm heterosexual, whether man or female? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? If Lil Nas X wants to do his thing and he's getting paid to do his thing, why does it affect you? Now here's a thought process. It affects you because you say, well, I have a son, I have a daughter, and I don't want them seeing X, Y, and Z. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B do it on mainstream TV, my thought process is, why don't we stop it all? Why don't we protest to stop it all? Or shut the hell up. Or shut the hell up. If we have such a problem with what's happening with mainstream media, why don't we say, hey, we have an issue with it? We don't say we have an issue with it because we want to see some things. Some things we want to see, some things we advocate to be okay. When females are humping on each other, yeah! But when males do it, oh no, we can't have none. But see, here's the thing, everybody has their personal preferences. Everybody has the things that they're into for whatever reasons or whatever case may be. And I just think that it's odd that you condemn one and you promote the other. You condemn one, but you promote the other. Listen, let me tell you something. You have to talk to your kids about life, about love, about happiness, about sexual preferences and what's going on and what's happening. Lil Nas X is not a role model for your kids. Nicki Minaj is not a role model for your kids. You as a parent, you are a role model for your kids. It is up to you to teach them. Stop putting all of the onus on, well, Lil Nas X was doing this and Nicki Minaj is doing that. Bro, they're celebrities. They get paid to entertain. They get paid to entertain. And here's the thing, and this is why I gotta applaud Lil Nas X, because he is laughing to the bank on y'all. He laughing to the bank on y'all. Here's my thought process. See, here's what happens. What happens is, you know how I used to grow up and used to be like, ah, you gay. I just said this in the other video. What if Kevin Samuel says, yeah, I'm gay? What happens then? It takes your power. Lil Nas X has taken a lot of people's power away by coming out and saying, I'm gay. And not only saying I'm gay, but leading the charge for the Lbgtq plus community. I can't even say it right now. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic because there's so many people in an uproar talking about what Lil Nas X is doing and how terrible it is. And my thought process is, are you talking to your kids? Don't talk and say, well, this is entertainment for those that are entertained. You're sending the wrong message to kids. When you smoking and drinking in front of them, when you cursing and twerking, well, I'm gonna focus on Lil Nas X, but I ain't gonna focus on all of these gangs and all of this violence. I ain't gonna say nothing about that. You speak out when it's convenient for you. That's the problem. You want to worry about and you want to condemn the gay community, but you don't want to condemn people like pedophiles and people that are actually attacking the kids. You don't want to do none of that. Is Lil Nas X the problem? No, not for my household. Because I don't expect Lil Nas X to raise my children. I don't expect Lil Nas X to be an example for my children. That's my job as a parent. That's me and the mama job to make sure our children understand what this is. Because of what? Of course, mass media is going to push what sells. And guess what's selling, y'all? Guess what's selling right now? Sexuality! That's what's selling right now. Sexuality. And so whether it's male on male, female on female, and cross and whatever the case may be, that's what's selling. But you got to be smart enough and intervene and say, hey, son, hey, daughter, this is what it is. A lot of you guys condemn Dwayne Wade for what his decision with Gabrielle Union to talk about letting his son become a girl. That's his kid. That's their kid. See, the problem is, I'm going to be honest with you, some of us are so homophobic that we do not choose to have those conversations with our children. We do not choose to sit down and tell our children, you know what I'm saying, talk to them about sexuality. So they go elsewhere. They go elsewhere and have that conversation. And see, what happens is when they go elsewhere, those people promote them. Those people tell them, hey, whoever you want to sleep with and whatever you want to be, you can be. Mom and dad, you losing. Mom and dad, you losing. Because you're too afraid to talk to your kids. Too afraid to talk to your kids. They talk to you and say, hey, mom and dad, I'm gay. And you turn them away. You shun them. You tell them, be quiet. I'm just saying. Somebody says they're hell-bound either way. Here's the thought process. If they're hell-bound, what the hell that got to do with your salvation? What they got to do with your salvation? What you teach your children? Because here's the thing. Whatever you don't teach them, mom, dad, they're going to learn elsewhere. They're going to learn in the streets. They're going to learn in school, when they go to their friend's house. Hell, they're even going to learn from church. You have to sit down and be okay with teaching them and giving them, saying, listen, I can't be with you 24/7. So I'm going to give you what I can as a parent. But the issue is, it's kids raising kids. So a lot of kids think certain things are cool. A lot of kids think certain things are cool. So when you have a baby, guess what you're going to instill in your kid? You're going to instill the same fuckery and foolery and nonsense that you think was cool during your time coming up. And that's what's happening right now. Lil Nas X, actually, I got a chance to look at his documentary, especially when he did that whole Montero thing. And I was intrigued because he kept saying I didn't have any positive male role models. I didn't have anybody to talk to about my sexuality and the things that I was feeling. And he found comfort in talking to his friends. And now that he has a voice and a platform, guess what happens? What happens is now I'm wild. Now I'm out there. Now I'm showing out. Now I'm showcasing who I am and what I want to be. And he is leading the charge. He is one of the leaders of the new school when it comes to promoting the alphabet community. And people are worried that their children are going to be influenced. And my question is, what are you doing to influence your children? What are you doing to influence your children to make them understand or give them an understanding? Are you providing an outlet for your children to come talk to you? That's a real conversation. Are you providing your children an outlet to come talk to you? I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit of what Hassan Campbell has to say about this. Okay? Sounds from Why Bye. Nas X is making an excuse. He is just wicked ninja. LOL, just everything. You call that boy a wicked ninja? Let me get my wallet out. Listen, I just feel like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I feel like we are so focused on condemning people versus saying, why are you the way you are? And here's the thing. Some people are the way they are naturally. Some people are the way they are because they've been molested. Some people are the way they are because they're bi-curious. And some people just want to be like that because they want to fit in. You know, I have no idea. I don't know. You got to ask them. But my thought process is your children right now. Hell, there are adults right now that are applauding the fact that he is living his true self. Or he is at least entertaining and getting paid for it. Because that's what we do, right? We run to people who entertain us. Well, somebody's finding it entertaining. Somebody's finding what you feel is should be shunned and shut down entertaining. This man is making millions of dollars on showcasing what he believes to be right and what he believes to be true. Let's hear what Hassan Campbell has to say.
What are we doing here? There was a time when BET and all these different platforms would not have played this.
Interesting.
There was a time where the community wouldn't have accepted this. Now, like the other video, Just Call My Name, where he's sitting up there lap dancing on Satan, I'm not playing this video. It's bad enough I shared it on my Instagram page and I spoke out against it, and within 30 minutes that video was flagged and taken down off of my platform but left up on everybody else's. This is the new wave. This is the new pandemic. To have your children, your underage children, engaging in illegal sex, unlawful sex. I'm kind of puzzled here. Isn't America supposed to be a Christian country? What happened to all of the men of God? Separate religion and let's just put the integrity back into hip-hop. This agenda that they have infiltrating hip-hop has nothing to do with breakdancing. Hip-hop is a culture. And grown men pop-locking, twerking in the shower, butt naked, has nothing to do with hip-hop. That should be in the gay porn section. Gay porn section on Pornhub, on the internet. Adults only. That's adults only content. It is not for children. When do we get, and this is the thing that kills me about all of these platforms out here that got so much to say about this and so much to say about that, but when it comes to this machine casting this evil spell called Nas X on hip-hop, and then dudes like Diddy sitting up there co-signing it, talking about you did your thing, and then the community sitting up there saying, we know this is not right, but we just going to we're going to remain silent because we don't want to offend who? Facebook? Instagram? If I sat up there on my YouTube platform and got 9 dudes to dance butt naked in front of this camera the same way Little Nas X did, the world would have my head. I don't even understand how me being a victim of Africa Bambaataa, right? Me being a victim, I don't even understand how people will make fun of me. And I'm a heterosexual male with a big family, a bunch of kids, always with my kids every day. And I get picked and teased on. But Little Nas X brings his milkshake and the boys in the yard, like he's literally inside a jail with prisoners, giving them all types of exotic dances, looking like he need to be dumped in the pits of hell. Literally, that's the look he wants. And nobody's saying nothing, so it's just cool for these rappers to bring rated R to our PG children. It is what it is. Life is about choices. We are living in the last days We are living in the last days, especially in America. You stand for something or you fall for anything. And it's just plain and simple. It's just amazing how the energy of this earth is at an all-time high of evil. And the earth is starting to speak out. All over this world, different towns and different places is getting a taste of doomsday. And when you sit back and, like, for example, China, it never rained like this in over 1,000 years. You are getting a biblical proportion of evil coming from the earth, spanking the earth. Why do you think this is happening? All over the world, people are getting a taste of doomsday apocalypse. It's sort of making you think back to the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah? God sent his messengers to holler at the people and let them know they were living unjustly. Now in today's days in America,
what y'all think about this, man?
The men of God are nowhere to be found.
What y'all think about this, man? You know, we always do our godly talk. We always do our righteous and holier than thou. And my whole thing about it is it be some of the most vile, disrespectful, degrading people always trying to promote, you know what I'm saying, the most craziest things. And my whole thing about it is Lil Nas X the problem? Is BET the problem? Is mainstream media the problem? Or are we the problem? Are we individually not taking accountability for what we have to do as adults? What we have to do in our communities? It's like this. It's not that we can't control mainstream media, but whatever is driving mainstream media, I don't think we can control that. But we can speak out about it and say that's not what we want. That's not what we salute. That's not what we want to see. And my thought process is you can turn. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to buy into it. But a lot of people buy into it, and there's a reason for that. You know, a lot of people feel like, hey, this is going to ruin us. You know what I'm saying, in regards to how our children view sexuality, how we see sexuality. And I just think that Lil Nas X is just of this generation. But there was always a Lil Nas X in every generation. I want y'all to think about it. Prince, Little Richard. I want y'all to think there's been a Lil Nas X in every generation. This is just this generation's time. I'm gonna let this thing rock out. Salute to everybody in the
chat. Because they count their dollars. Looking out for the cash apps. The men of morals are disappearing. The women are being left to fend for the children.
Do y'all agree or disagree?
And the industry is shaping and molding this new man. New form of man. In the form of Lil Nas X. This is what they want for every little black boy in America. They want them licking on some lollipops. Licking lop.
What?
Silence is approval.
Bruh.
Stand for something or fall for anything. And it's just that simple. What it is, man. For those of y'all still rocking with me, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Because the reality of it is, the enemy that's trying to extinguish the lights of righteousness off of this platform that I have right here is going to make sure when they click on this video, they ain't going to even play it. They're going directly to the comment section to press a thumbs down, to keep a voice, an angelic voice, from speaking. Y'all done went through the internet and found every fault that I may have had in my day and time and tried to use it as a weapon formed against me. I will not fold. I will not bend. I will stand tall. And no, I ain't taking a break off of YouTube.
Okay.
But what?
All right. So, yeah. Hassan Campbell to me is a hypocrite and a distraction, and it's very interesting that he even spoke on this topic. The fact of the matter is, he is not an example for the black community. He is not an example for black children. He is not an example for black men, period. Let's just get it right. You know what I mean? Let's just get it right. But let's get back to the topic, and I'm just going to propose this question to you guys. All right? Do you feel mainstream media has control of your children? Or do you as parents have control of your children? Because that's really what it boils down to. Who has more control? Is it mainstream media or do you? Now, of course, your children are going to be exposed to a lot of stuff. Drugs, sexuality, you know what I'm saying, crime. They're going to be violence. They're going to be exposed to a lot of things, but how are you preparing them? That's the better question. How are you preparing them to deal with the things that's going to be happening? If you're not preparing them, then shut the fuck up. If you're not preparing your children to have that conversation, the thing about it is you can't shelter your kids from the world because they're going to be exposed. And when they're exposed, it's almost like the preacher's kids. You know how the preacher's kids are like, oh, you can never come outside. You can never go to a party. You can never do this. You can never do that. And the minute they get away from their parents, they're wild and they're shell-shocked because life didn't hit them because they wasn't prepared for it. The conversation was never had. You have to have a conversation with your children so they understand what the hell they're in for. You have to, because if you leave them, if you shelter them and you leave them out of the conversation, a lot of you all leave your children out of conversations that you should be having because one, you don't know how to have it. Two, you're afraid to have the conversation because you think you're going to introduce them to something that they might like. And then three, a lot of people just don't know how to have it. They just don't know how to have it. So they leave it to people like Hassan Campbell, right, to run up and say, well, let me guide your children. Let me try to save your children. Parents, it is your responsibility to save your children. It is your responsibility to talk to your children. We can talk about Lil Nas X. We can talk about the video. And to be honest with you, I saw the video, whatever case may be. And whereas I don't agree with some things in the video, that is your preference. That is your prerogative. There are some, and what he represents are those who are out there that exist like him. That's what it is. That's what he represents. And I would rather say, suppose Lil Nas X did that and never said, oh yeah, I was gay. But now you call him gay, and he showcases that, yes, I'm gay, and I'm proud to be gay, and I'm here to stay. And you got a problem with that too. You got a problem with that too. So the onus is on you. The onus is on you. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Until next time, my daughter. Peace.